year. Friends, we are on the 29th of Shvat, Chavtet Shvat, marks the Hilula of great Turkish rabbi. His name was Harav Rahamim Eliyahu Hazan. Zecher Tzadik Libracha. I believe he passed away in the year 1840. We're talking about 185 years ago, here from the time of recording. He was a great rabbi. He was a Posek Halacha, rendering different Jewish laws in of itself, and the author of various different great Torah colossal works in of itself. And remember, in Izmir at that time, where he was from, had a very great Jewish community over there. Now, it's actually interesting. He would come from the great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rabbi Yosef Raphael Hazan. He himself was author of the great Torah book called the Chakrei Lev in Izmir, respectively, a book that we've spoken about on various occasions before. And his mother's name was Rabbanit Reina, I believe, actually came from the Pelagi rabbinic dynasty, a great family in of itself. And it's actually interesting. I believe the first son, the family itself came from many generations of great rabbanim. He would get married to Sarah, Rabbanit Sarah, Bolisa Shruta. I think she happened to be the daughter of Rav Shlomo Halevi, another great rabbi. He was the uncle of another famous rabbi who we've mentioned about on various occasions, Rabbi Chaim Pelagi, arguably one of the greatest rabbis of Turkey in Jewish history, respectively. And I believe Rabbi Pelagi will actually mention him on various occasions inside his great Torah books over there. It's actually, he would learn Torah under the auspices of his father, and he would learn also under Rabbi Nisim Chayum Shalom Margonato, another great rabbi who happened to be the author of the Torah book called the Oseh Shalom. Also, Rabbi Yitzchak Mayo was another great rabbi who he would learn from. And remember, we mentioned about various of the great Turkish rabbanim of their days. He was respected very widely, even while he was still quite young at that point in time. He was a dayan, a judge in the city, and people will come to him for advice, and he would help within regards to issues, let's just say, within regards to Shalom Bayit, for example, if people had issues within regards to that, within helping within regards to and many people over there. And I would recommend everyone to learn more about the the greatness of those rabbis. And many people will come to him for halachic answers within regards to different, let's say, Torah happenings or questions in himself. Actually, the great Rabbi Nisim Avram Ashkenazi, actually compliments him to the highest level. He happened to be himself another great rabbi and author of many books in Turkey. Calls him a chavruta in Torah, himself a distinguished rabbi. And much more can be said. It's actually interesting. I believe we spoke about Rabbi Chaim Pelagi, who happened to be his nephew. It's actually reported over that Rabbi Yaakov Pelagi, another great rabbi who I reckon who happened to be the rabbi of the Rahamim, as we said before. Rabbi Chaim Pelagi really spoke about him on the highest level. Also, there was a correspondence with regards to other great rabbanim. They would speak to each other with regards to Torah matters, including Rabbi Bachor Yitzchak Na'avaro, who happened to be a famous judge and a parshan in Izmir in Turkey, and the author of the Pnei Mevin and the Lev Mevin. Rabbi Yisrael Mishkalov was another great rabbi who they were corresponding, a famous Shluchei Rabbanan in his day. I think Ashkenazi rabbi, so he was corresponding not just with Sephardi rabbanim, also with Ashkenazi rabbanim. Rabbi Yehuda Sid also happened to be the author of the Ner Mitzvah. Rabbi Matzliach Halevi, another great rabbi, obviously, and various other great rabbis, including Rabbi Chaim Pelagi, so on and so forth. It's actually interesting, I believe. Rav Hazan actually did a huge amount, with regards to the book industry in himself. He worked to publish the books of his father, and he really did that. I believe at one stage his father would immigrate to the land of Israel, actually to Jerusalem, one of the four holy cities over there. And it's actually interesting, there was a book he worked on of Rabbi Moshe ben Aderet, another great rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. The book Baruch Moshe, I believe that's what it was called. It would make various importances within regards to that. He would also deal in trade within regards to it. I think he would work not just with the Jewish people inside the vicinity, but also with a Gentile. I think he actually was partnered, if I'm not mistaken, in his business. And every single moment of free time he had, he would devote to studying Torah, even throughout the entire night in of itself. And he supported Torah scholars with much of the money that he would actually have left over also. So he would utilize all his money pretty much from Torah. And it's actually interesting, towards at one stage in his life, he would actually retire from his trade in of itself and would actually become a rabbi in of itself. Posek halacha, where people come to him asking for various different response with regards to important questions in of itself, and obviously would garner up a reputation as being one of the famous rabbis of Izmir in his time, and many people would actually speak at the highest level within regards to him. Now, he passed away on the 29th of Shvat, I believe in 1840, and was buried in Izmir. And we know that he, I believe, reports over among his descendants, for example, his daughter, Rabbanit Malkona Sultana, I think, got married to Rabbi Yitzchak Kori. And another one of his daughters, Rabbanit Estrola, I think, got married to Rabbi Moshe Ardit. And other many great descendants actually came from his children in of itself. Let's explore some of the books that was actually left over, which he did, including Orach Mioshar. I think that was printed in Jerusalem in the year Tafshun Nun Het in of itself, respectively. This was a book that was on various different novels, on commentary on the Torah, the Mishnah, tractate Trumot, especially on the Seder of the Shas, Brachot, Pesach, Sukkah, Yevamot, Ketubot, various other things. Also, there was commentary with regards to Code of Jewish Law, Shulchan Aruch, including Rahamim, Mishpat, and various different questions and answers. Then there was another great work he would actually print, which was the name Arach Mishpat. I think that was printed in Saloniki in modern-day Greece. In the year Tafresh Yudchet, it was Perush, very deep on the Torah, on the Bet Yosef, and the Shulchan Aruch, and Choshen Mishpat, respectively. Then the Even HaMekach, which was Perush on the Ala Sefer HaMekach, the Rab Hai Gaon, very interesting. I'm not too sure if that was actually printed or not in a book at the end, or if it was left in manuscript form. Then Zichron Eliyahu, which was, let's just say, a collections of different laws in of itself. Once again, maybe it was in manuscript form, or maybe it did get printed at a later stage. Then the Sefer Drushim, which I also believe was left in manuscript form. Whether it was printed or not, I'm not 100% sure in of itself. Many of his responses and his Torah teachings were printed in the books of close relatives, including of his nephew, Rabbi Chaim Pelagi, one of the famous rabbis we've mentioned about on various occasions before in the series in of itself, which I recommend everyone to look into that. And we've spoken about many great rabbis from Turkey already inside this series. He happened to be probably one of the famous ones during the, let's just say, the 1800s in of itself, and one of the famous publishers, one of the famous writers of his time, and came from a great rabbinic line where so much had been done. Rabbi Rahamim Eliyahu Hazan authored so many works, and unfortunately some of them were lost or scattered in different places in of itself, but many of them are still about, and people are learning even today nowadays. I recommend everyone else to study his Torah colossal works in of itself. So wishing you all well. Please subscribe to the channel if you happen to be related to any of the great Rabbanim we are speaking about. Please let me know. We're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Please subscribe to the channel. Wishing you blessings from Israel, and take care.